Hello everyone, I am Miss Tammy and this is our lesson plan for the Advent season. Now I have my special Skype glasses on today, and when I put these on I will be able to see if you are watching Junior Church Lesson or not. Let me see. I don't see Corey. I don't see Damien. I see Mia, but I don't see Brooklyn. I don't see Sophia. I don't see Timothy. I see Aurora Rose, but I don't see Chloe Grace. Maybe you are all still sleeping. If you are watching, I am glad. And I want to wish everyone a happy birthday who had a birthday since the month of April. Well, we have been learning about creation. This was about everything that God had created and the different days that they were created on. So now I will ask you the 4 questions in regards to the creations lessons. So let's put on our thinking caps. What was the first thing God said? Was it, I have to do my shopping today? I have to create some animals? Or let there be light? Well, if you said let there be light, that is the correct answer. And what did God call the light? Did he call it a candle, a flashlight, or maybe he called it day? Well, you're right if you said day. He called light day. What did God call darkness? Midnight? A blackout? Or maybe he called it night? Well, he called it night. And who do you think God put in charge of all these creations? Was it the animals or the birds? Or maybe it was Adam? If you said Adam, you are correct. Because Adam got to name everything. So if you think there's something out there, an animal with a funny name, you're just going to have to blame Adam because he's the one that got to name all the animals. And now that brings us to our lesson today. We are in the Advent season, and this is the 4 Sundays prior to Christmas. Our story begins with Isaiah's prophecy of Jesus' birth. I'm really tongue-tied today. Isaiah chapter 9, verse 6 said, "A child is born to us, a son given to us, and authority will be on his shoulders. He will be named Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Eternal Father, Prince of Peace." Hosea chapter 9, verse 2 says, "The people walking in darkness have seen a great light. On those living in a pitch dark land, light has dawned." And this brings us to Isaiah chapter 11, verse 1 through 2. And this talks about the Jesse tree. And as you can see right over here, this is my interpretation of the Jesse tree. And it says, "A shoot grow up from the stump of Jesse, and a branch will sprout from his roots. The Lord's Spirit will be rest upon him, a spirit of wisdom and understanding, a spirit of planning and strength, a spirit of knowledge and the fear of the Lord." Now this is something like a family tree, but this is not a family tree like we know. Our family tree has like our mother and our father, and then down from there, the children that they had, and then those children, they got married, and their children. That's a family tree. That's about a family. But the Jesse tree is about Jesse. This is David's father. It's a modern way of remembering the stories that connect God's people and reminds us that Jesus is the long-awaited Messiah. It is not a tree about a family, not chasing Jesus' family. The Jesse tree has become an Advent tradition. And each day you would put an ornament on the tree. There's 29 ornaments, but we're not here every day. As a matter of fact, we're not even here on a Sunday. But if you were here on a Sunday, we would be making an ornament. And this is what our ornament would look like. This is the light, which means knowledge. This is the scroll, which has the words of God on it. And if you colored it, you don't have to cut this out. If you colored it, it could look something like this. And maybe we can hang this on the pastor's tree because he said he needed ornaments. But that is the ornament. Now, Isaiah believed the birth of the child is a sign of hope. And what do you think that means? Is it the people who are hope are in darkness? or the people who are in light have the hope of Jesus, Jesus brings hope to everyone. Now, there are 3 candles that can be blue or purple, with a larger one in the middle being white. The Advent wreath is green, and it is circular because it is never ending, and the evergreen tree never dies. The 4 outer candles represent the period of waiting during the 4 Sundays of Advent. Now, the first candle is the candle of hope, and it's sometimes called the prophecy candle, the anticipation of Jesus through the telling of the coming of the Messiah by the prophets. Now, we are going to be learning how to sign the word prophet. So if you just look at me, and you're there at home, you can sit or you can stand, and you just put your arms straight out, and you bend them at the elbows. And then you make your hands like open C's. And as you move them closer to your head, you will close them. That is a sign for hope. Just like this is a sign for God. This is a sign for Jesus. This is a sign for hope. And we will be learning all these different signs. We'll be learning the sign for love. We'll be learning the sign for joy. We will be learning the sign for peace. And hopefully, if we ever get back to having a service, we can do this so that everybody can see the different signs. Now, I don't know if you picked up one, but the pastor had Advent kits, and he had candles so that you could have this at home and you could try it. Or if you didn't want, I would never let you light a candle without your parents be there. But if you want to do something like this, was just made with toilet paper rolls, you could take these out, and whenever it came to light the candle, you could just put the flame in. There are so many different ways that you can do this. So I would like for you to do something, one of these things, at least in your home during this season of Christmas. Now let us say our prayer. As we prepare for the birth of Jesus, the Advent wreath candle will remind us of who Jesus is. The first candle is a candle of hope. Today we remember that God's Son came to earth to bring hope to everyone. So thank you, and please keep the Advent season in mind, even though you are not with us.